Hello, my name is Christina Rainey, and this is my PowerPoint presentation for my Legal Aspects class, HIM 2012, for Santa Fe College. My outline is called the presentations on the False Claims Act. This slide is provided to you to show you the highlights of what my outline is going to be about and also what my paper is about. What the False Claim Act is, why is the False Claim Act important to healthcare, who does the False Claim Act impact or affect, where does the False Claim Act fit into healthcare, how does the False Claim Act relate to healthcare, to the healthcare profession, and when was the False Claim Act introduced, as well as a summary slide and my reference slide. What is the False Claim Act? The False Claim Act started to protect the government against false claims, meaning they needed to fight against submissions of false claims for payment. So they started with this act. Any person or entity is liable for knowingly submitting false claims to the government. Their penalties can be $5,500 to $11,000 for each claim submitted, and 3 times the amount of what was paid to the provider or entity. Why is the False Claim Act important to healthcare? The False Claim Act is important to healthcare because it's a tool that's used to fight against false claims. And with providers and organizations knowing what they face, it helps providers and healthcare organizations and healthcare professionals as well, like coders and such, to adhere to the rules and regulations of regulatory agencies. Those also help with their standard documentation, which is what is required for them, the documentation that is required for them with the claim submitted. And it prevents healthcare professionals, prevents them from upcoding or unbundling, and it also discourages fraud. Who does the False Claim Act impact or affect? The False Claim Act affects the government, Medicare, Medicaid, and TRICARE because they pay unnecessary claims. So all the money that they are paying out, they're trusting that they're accurate and that these providers and healthcare organizations are being honest with their submissions. And when they're not, they're the ones who are affected because they're paying these payments. Physicians and healthcare organizations raise their cost for services because the government has changed the way that they will pay the claims. So because the claims are the way that they pay the claims, so because the claims are paid differently, they're not paying as much. And when they're not paying as much, it also impacts and affects the patients because then they have to pay more out of pocket for these services that physicians and healthcare organizations are providing. Physician and healthcare organizations also are affected because of the penalties that can ensue from submitting false claims. So they take a hit and they're affected by that. They're also affected when they submit a false claim because they're excluded from participating in any Medicare, Medicaid, or TRICARE programs. So they're not able to accept as many patients with those types of insurances because Medicaid, Medicare, or TRICARE will not pay them if claims are submitted. And it also affects taxpayers because those programs are funded by our state and federal government. So When false claims are submitted, the taxpayer, we pay more taxes for those programs. So they're affected by that as well, because it's unnecessary money that's going out to them. Where does the False Claim Act fit into healthcare? The False Claim Act fits into healthcare because it helps recover money for the government. So when the government recovers money, they have more incentives and for participating physician and healthcare providers. Um, it also helps lessen um, claims submitted for services not rendered. So, with the False Claim Act being out there and physicians and healthcare organizations alike knowing they can face all of these penalties and the amount of money that it can cost, they're less likely to submit a claim for services not rendered. And what that means is services, a patient was seen at a provider's office, and instead of just an injection for their knee, they're also billing for therapy and just different services that they did not provide. And that's what that means. Reinforcing standards are maintained. So there's regulatory agencies that they have to adhere to and make sure that they're documenting what exactly happened with the patient that was seen, and all their documentations match when they're submitting these claims for payments. And also proper billing and coding practices. So um, healthcare professionals are coding and billing to the government programs accordingly. How does a False Claim Act relate to the healthcare profession? Kind of like what I've stated before. The False Claims Act, their high priority is to fight against claims, false claims, and brings lawsuits against anybody that submits the false claims. As I stated before, they also work with regulatory agencies and follow their guidelines. The regulatory agencies are HHS and OIG, and they regulate how documentation should be and how claims should be submitted, where code should go. Should it be the first code, second code, third code, and so forth? And it also, with the OIG, it also helps and provides tools on how to spot not only just regulations, but how to spot fraud in case you are the whistleblower. And the whistleblower is a person who brings about the lawsuit. The False Claim Act for federal and Florida are not really that different. The only difference that I was able to research is the federal False Claim Act submitted under federal law, the money recovered would go to the federal government. And so, like Medicare or TRICARE, that would go to the government. And then the False Claim Act for Florida, if you submit a false claim to Medicaid, which is state funded, that money that's recovered would go back to Florida. So those were the differences that I saw, but their guidelines were the same. Um, when was the False Claim Act introduced? The False Claim Act is a federal law that was created in 1863. At that time, it was also called the Lincoln Law, and it happened during the Civil War because they were purchasing guns and whatever they needed for the war, and they were being charged a ridiculous amount, or um, they were paying for things that they weren't receiving, and so the government needed to figure out how to stop this, and they were bringing about lawsuits to the contractors that were doing this to them. It was also used to fight against the federal government. That was used for the federal to fight against fraud against the federal government during the war. The False Claim Act was amended again in 1986 because of issues with the military and its spending. This is the summary. So knowingly submitting a false claim can lead to penalties and even imprisonment. It can exclude a physician or organization from participating with Medicare and Medicaid programs. Staying compliant with regulatory agencies helps in the long run for both physicians and healthcare to be able to accept and receive payments from the government. And then here's my slide, my reference slide. I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation. Thank you.